Welcome everyone. My name is Rodney Hughes. I am a business development associate here at Leadership Strategies. Today I'm here with Michael Wilkinson, who is our founder and also one of only 24 certified master facilitators in the entire world. And today the purpose of this video is really to help you gain a better understanding as to who we are at Leadership Strategies, what is facilitation, and how can our effective facilitator workshop be of value to you and others on your team. And Michael is going to actually help us answer those questions today. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the first question. See you there. Thanks for joining us today. Let's go ahead and jump right in. The very first question is this: how does Leadership Strategies define facilitation?
Well, facilitation comes from the Latin word facil, which means to make easy. And so what a facilitator does is he or she makes it easy for the group to accomplish its results. So we define a facilitated session as a highly structured meeting in which the meeting leader guides the participants through a series of predefined steps to arrive at a result, and these are the key words, that are created, understood, and accepted by all participants. See, when they create their results, they understand them, and most importantly, they accept them. So through facilitation, we often get better decisions because the people who are impacted by the decision are involved in creating those solutions. So better decisions, often faster, because facilitators, they've learned the skills and practiced the skills of building consensus and how to do that. They understand the techniques for efficiently and effectively dealing with the various dysfunctions that can happen in a meeting. To arrive at a result, as we said, better decisions, often faster, with higher levels of buy-in and acceptance. They buy it, they created it, they accepted it, and they will implement it. That's why we believe in facilitation so much, because you get better decisions, better results, and often faster. That's what facilitation is really all about.
What type of people could benefit from the power of facilitation skills?
Well, if you think about it, it's anyone who deals with groups, where the groups have to come to a decision together. So it might be a business analyst as an example. So a business analyst who's helping a team of people create a solution. It could be a consultant who's working with clients. The consultant has recommendations and want buy-in from the client to execute those. It could be an IT professional who's dealing with his or her users, helping users come to conclusions about what are the best requirements. It could be a project manager who's trying to get updates on status and making sure that issues are resolved. It could be a leader who's working with the team. The formula we use is this: ED equals RD times CD. That means ED, effective decisions, equals RD, the right decision, times CD, commitment to the decision. Most of us as leaders, we come up with the right decision and try to build commitment. But with facilitation, you bring the people in the room so that as you're building the right solution, you also are building commitment at the same time, and you get much more effective decisions. So anyone who's working with groups and trying to get to great outcomes, they are great candidates for facilitation and facilitation training.
That's great. Can you take a moment and share with us just a few common challenges that people face in facilitation?
Well, in any facilitated session, there are two major issues that every facilitator typically has concerns about. The first one, the major one, dysfunctional behavior. What do I do when people are whispering? What do I do when people are being sidetracked, doing their own thing? What do I do when two people start arguing? What do I do when one person's dominating the situation? What do I do in these special cases? Well, we know that through facilitation, there are three keys to managing dysfunction. First, conscious prevention. There are things you do even before the meeting starts to prevent that dysfunction from happening. And then, once conscious prevention, early detection. Should some type of dysfunction happen, you want to detect it early. And so here are techniques for making sure you do that. And then clean resolution. You want to resolve it, make sure it doesn't come back. So conscious prevention, early detection, clean resolution. Major issue for many facilitators. How do you manage dysfunction? The other one is, how do you get all the heads in the room going like this? And the key, at the same time. So how do you get full consensus happening with everyone agreeing? Well, we know some things, like there are only 3 reasons people disagree. Every disagreement in the world, there are only 3. And so great facilitators understand, and we teach, that, listen, a level 3 disagreement can't be solved with level 1 techniques. So you need to be able to assess, is this a level 1, level 2, level 3, and then have tools for addressing each one. And so we teach what are the key skills, what are the reasons people disagree, and what are the techniques for making it happen.
Michael, can you share with us what the effective facilitator is, what it covers, and why should somebody invest their valuable time and resources in getting this type of training?
I'd like to get personal for just a second. I can remember back in 1993 when we first developed the effective facilitator. And my wife and I were sitting in our world headquarters, which was our second bedroom at the time. And she was inserting remember the slide covers into the overhead, for the overhead projector? She was inserting the slides into the slide cover. And I said to her, sweetheart, you know what? If I die and go to heaven tonight, I would feel like I have contributed something to the world that's going to be very, very helpful. Well, since that time, we've gone from what was at that time 75 key techniques to over 100 that are taught over 10 principles. Now, I want to be very frank with you. When I finished that course, and pretty much since then, I believe very strongly that the Effective Facilitator was the best course ever developed for facilitation. I really did sincerely believe that. But now I know differently. I understand that it is the best course on facilitation for people who learn the way I learn. So I want to share with you, if you learn this way, this is a great course for you. So if you learn by actually doing, by getting up and doing it, this is a great course for you because you will get up 6 times, not just once, twice, 3, 6 times, and you'll be facilitating groups, first 2 or 3 folks, then 4 or 5 folks, then the entire group as you build your facilitation skills. So if you learn by doing, this is a great course for you. If you're one who best learns by having a methodology, a comprehensive framework for how do you go from A to Z, if you learn from a comprehensive framework, you'll see that the 10 principles provide you a framework. It doesn't matter if you're facilitating strategy, focus groups, team building, issue resolution, IT sessions, reverse engineering. Regardless of what you're facilitating, these 10 principles form such a great foundation and a methodology for success. So if you learn by having a tool set, it's great. Under the tool set, however, is a bunch of over 100 specific techniques. So not only do you want to know what to do, you want to know how to do it. So what's the best way to ask a question so you get a bonfire of responses? If that's helpful you so that you can do that every time, that's what we teach. How do you start a session so everyone gets engaged right away? If you learn best by knowing techniques, like how do I do this and how I do that, that's what the effective facilitator is all about. You learn best by, you know that you need to prepare for a session. What are the 6 Ps, the 6 things you have to absolutely make sure you do? That's what we put in the course. So if you learn best by getting the tools and techniques. And then the 4th thing, if you learn best by seeing it role modeled. We have some of the best facilitators in the world. There are today 24 certified master facilitators. 5 of them work on our team. And we have what we believe are facilitators that demonstrate 24/7 the key skills that we teach in the effective facilitator. Oftentimes people tell us that they learn more just by watching our facilitator than they do from the course because the facilitator is modeling all the techniques throughout the entire class. Just as an aside, facilitation is like teaching no other course. When you teach other courses, you're showing the techniques. When you teach facilitation, you have to model each one of those techniques before you teach it, when you teach it, and after you teach it. And we believe we have some of the best role models in the world teaching you how to be great at facilitation. And just a final point on why you might want to take this particular course. We know that great facilitators, you can learn about facilitation, you can read about facilitation, but the key to getting better at facilitation is practice, feedback, and application. So as I mentioned, you'll be up 6 times and you'll get detailed feedback of, you know what, you did this well, this was done great, here are some things you could do make it better. Then you get up a 2nd time, you get to apply that feedback, and a 3rd time and a 4th time. So this whole model of practice, feedback, and application brings this classroom to be an incubator where you get better and better over the time you spend with us to make you a great facilitator.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that we've been able to answer all of your questions to your satisfaction regarding our Effective Facilitator workshop. If we could ever be of any help to you or someone within your organization, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And remember, make today a great day.